All right, what's going on, guys? Coming at you with another video of how to get your brand on Amazon. Getting a lot of DMs, people are just asking me, how do I get on Amazon? I'm stuck at this part. What do I do next? Or, I'm doing this. Is this correct? A lot of questions everywhere. So I'm just going to break down a 90-day game plan of how you can get on Amazon, what to do in each month, how to turn this into a 6-7 figure a year channel, from getting your account to getting your listing set up to even launching. And I'm also going to share with you the common pitfalls that a lot of brand owners tend to miss and actually screw up their account because they just didn't know, they're none the wiser. They just didn't know what to look for, right? So this is essentially 8 years of nonstop Amazon experience, all packaged into a couple of minutes. Right here, it took a while to do this, but I think you'll find it super, super insightful and valuable. And this is essentially what we do for our agency, right? This is literally what we do for all our clients. So the information is incredibly relevant. Let's go. Month one, setting up here. So first off, you want to get an Amazon account, professional Amazon selling account. Don't go for the personal one. You're going to be super limited. You want to go to sellercentral.amazon.com and then just click sign up. Now, here's what's going to happen. Amazon's going to ask you for your organization name, so your legal business name, legal business address, contact information. They also want articles of incorporation. The cool thing about Amazon is that you can be incorporated anywhere in the world, so Hong Kong, Dubai, wherever. And if you want to sell in Amazon US, that's perfectly fine with them. Amazon accepts anyone from around the world doing business with them. Next, you want government ID. So the most common ones is passport and driver's license. Now, the reason why Amazon wants ID is just because there's a lot of scammers and a lot of fake sellers coming onto Amazon. They just want to know who you are. You are who you say you are, and that way, should anything happen, they know basically who to tie it to. This is their way of just stopping scammers from coming onto the platform, right? Now, once all that information's good, and if Amazon likes what they're seeing, they're gonna schedule and do a video interview with you. Yes, once again, they just want to know who you are. The video interview is really fast. Just takes a couple minutes, right? They're just basically trying to see you are who you are on the IDs and articles of incorporation. And more importantly, too, here, it has to be a director of the company. So whoever is, registering for the account, they have to be the ones doing the interview. Now, once all of that is passed, you will receive a code in the mail to finalize your Amazon account. It's going to be like a 6-digit PIN number. Once you add that in, boom, congrats, you now have your Amazon account. Now, here's a big warning a lot of people do. Do not share user accounts. Amazon will flag you. They will ban you. They can see, 2 different devices coming in at 2 different IP addresses, right? Don't do this. If you have other founders, if you have other key members, do not do this. This is how you get banned, literally speed run, right? So what you want to do is once you have your Amazon account, you want to go into your homepage, top right settings. You want to click user permissions. And then that's where you literally add your team members and their email. So everyone has a separate login. So do not share user accounts. It is literally a speed run of how to get banned on Amazon, right? Now, once you have your Amazon account, here are the things you got to make sure you immediately do. First, you got to make sure your bank account is connected, right? Amazon has to find a way to pay you. Next, you got to add a business credit card to file. Any business credit card works, but you have to add it there. This is how Amazon is going to charge you for the ads, for all of that stuff. If you don't have a business credit card, Amazon will not let you run your business, right? They don't do the whole invoices and then you pay it off with credit card like might be common for Facebook ads and Google. They need a business credit card on file, so they auto charge you. Next, you want to go check out your return settings. Now, this is what happens if you have to pull inventory out or you have to send inventory back or returns or whatever. This is where you enter your 3PL address or any address you want your returns to be sent to. If you don't, Amazon will trash and destroy your products automatically. Unless you're okay with that, then that's fine. If you don't, enter an address. Finally, you want to enter your tax ID code. So for example, if you have a business and you have a tax ID with it, this is where you enter it in. Really cool thing is Amazon does collect the sales tax in each of the states. So I know that's a pain in the ass when it comes to Shopify portion, but with Amazon, they make it incredibly simple. They collect the sales taxes, from municipality all the way to the state level. So they do all that for you. Super simple. Finally, you want to go create your product listing. This is the end step for month one. So what you'll need is that basically if your product is going to be ingested, so food supplements, or it's going to go on the skin, like skin cream, like topical skincare, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need your certificate of analysis, your COAs. Cannot be expired, has to be updated, right? You can ask your suppliers for this. They should have it. GMP, good manufacturing practice. This is basically Amazon wants to know, hey, the manufacturer you're getting your products made in, are they legit? Are they properly certified? Safety data sheet, once again, your manufacturer should have this, the ingredients and all of that, the plastics that's being used. What are they? What are the components, right? Amazon needs to know this. So very easily, you can just reach out to your supplier for this. Now, for batteries, they do want battery certification testing. It does have to follow the UN code, right? So there is going to be a few extra steps. Amazon will ask you for this. Once again, your supplier manufacturer has this. Next, for children's toys, they will want the children's safety certificate and they will want a lead test report. These are the most common ones. If you're selling, like, for example, a pen, you're not going to face any of these kind of things, right? It's going to be very simple to get your product approved, but usually if it's ingested on the skin, battery, or if it's for children or babies, these are generally what's going to be needed. So make sure you double check these, all right? Now, one more thing too is that sometimes Amazon might not ask for these. It's really important you just reach out to them through and create it like a case and just be like, hey, I'm selling this. Is there any information you need from me, right? Very important. If they say like, yeah, this is what we need from you, you send it, you're approved, you're sorted. If they say like, oh, no, you're good for now, you can actually save that conversation. So that way down the road, if Amazon decides to come back to you saying, hey, we need information, then you can say like, wait, I spoke to one of your reps. They said we're good, right? That way you can just kind of clear things out faster. Now, here's actually how you add your products. On your homepage, top left, the triple patties, you're going to click Add Product. Now, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a UPC code, right? The barcode that you see. Amazon only accepts barcodes from GS1. They are the legitimate body, governing body that owns the UPC codes. Kind of a bit of a racket, but it is what it is, right? You can't buy UPC codes off the gray market anymore. Amazon will not allow your product to be listed. You're going to have to enter your product dimensions, your packaging dimensions, weight of the product, right? All that kind of information. Important here thing too is that you want to set the launch date 60 days out. You can change this date anytime, but the reason you want to set it out is that in case, if the date approaches and you don't change it, your listing is now live. And basically the clock's ticking on what we call a honeymoon period, where you have to get as many sales as possible within the launch date, right? I'll explain more about that later, but right now you want to set your launch date 60 days out. Once again, can be changed anytime. Now, a big part is that you want to choose your product category correctly, aka it's called a browse node, right? Amazon has thousands of different categories. The best example I usually give is, a kitchen knife, right? Kitchen knife, is it designed for home and kitchen use, right? Is it designed for like a family household? That's one category. Is it designed for outdoor uses, right? Like if you go camping, if you want to go cook a steak or cook something over a fire pit, right? Outdoor chef knife. It's still a chef knife, but your consumer is very different, and that's a different category. You're talking about outdoors and camping. So you want to make sure your category is very correct here. If you choose the wrong one, it will crush your sales immediately because Amazon gives you the wrong customers. They give you the wrong keywords. The easiest way is just to go find your competitors on Amazon, scroll down to their listing, and literally see under product details what category they're in. Go do this for your top 5, 10 competitors, do a comparison, and then they should more or less all be under the same category. That's the category you got to choose. Very important here. Don't miss this one. Finally, you want to get to brand registry. So Amazon's an open platform. Anyone can sell your products. I can sell your products. The guy down my street can sell your products. Some dude from China can sell your products, right? You need to secure your brand on Amazon saying, hey, Amazon, I am the legitimate owner of the brand, right? Not anyone can just go sell my products anymore. You can now police your brand here, right? So what you'll need is you'll need a U.S. trademark, a finalized one. If you don't have one or it's in process and it's not done yet, what you can do, little cool trick here, is you can go through what is called the Amazon IP Accelerator Program. This is basically a closed program where Amazon has a bunch of vetted IP law firms, trademark agencies, where you can get a U.S. trademark. Now, instead of having to wait for your U.S. trademark to finalize, which takes 8 to 12 months on average, you can immediately apply for brand registry while your trademark is being underway because you're going through this program itself. Very cool. So once again, why is this important? Prevents and protects you from knockoffs and fake sellers, right? So once again, if you don't own your brand on Amazon, anyone can technically sell your product on Amazon, whether the product's real or not. You can't do anything about it. You need a U.S. trademark. You can go through the IP Accelerator program. You basically log into brand registry. The link is literally right here, brandservices.amazon.com. Your login details will be the same as your main Amazon Seller Central. Go through the process. They're going to need for you to submit photos of your product just to show that the trademark you're applying is actually on your product. They might actually ask you for your website, not an issue, right? Video on the listing, right? So here's a really cool thing about why brand registry is important besides protecting your brand. You get access to so much more additional marketing marketing assets, right? You got to put a video on your listing now. You got to run video ads. You got to do Vine reviews, which I'll talk more about later. You got to access brand analytics. You get access to so many more things, which is a key driver to actually growing your Amazon sales. Without it, you're basically trying to run a marathon with one foot, right? With one leg. So once again, if you don't get a finalized trademark in the program, but if you are within IP Accelerator program, you still will get access to brand registry, right? Or you can just wait for your trademark to be finalized. It's up to you. So that's month one. I'm trying to blitz through this without taking up too much of your time. Month two is the creative strategy. So very important here. Your listing images are the most important. 80% of your efforts should be put here. Customers will always look at your images first before anything else when they come onto the listing. That's why you have to put all your efforts here. Make sure your images are 3D rendered. That way your products always turn out perfect. Make sure the image colors and the fonts are the same as others. You don't want to put like 3-4 different fonts across your images. It's just confusing, right? And it's very hard to look at. This is how people bounce from your listing. You want to make sure it's mobile optimized. 85% of customers start shopping on mobile first. So this means bigger images, less text. If you have to use text, make sure it's big. Use infographics, super key here, right? 2,000 by 2,000 pixels, this is the size. Now here is our 8-figure listing framework. This is literally what causes our customers and our clients to make millions of dollars every year through this framework. So image 1, white background, 3D rendered. You want to make sure that you have supporting elements to your product. So for example, if you're selling, let's say, a supplement pre-workout and it's mint flavored, you want to add a mint leaf. You want to add like a scooper with the powder on top. You want to add all these additional things you can think of. That way you stand out. This main image is important because it's literally shoulder to shoulder with your competition. When you run ads, customers are going to be seeing this image first before anything else. So always focus all your efforts onto this one. Add as much as you can. It's okay if Amazon doesn't allow it. They're not going to ban you. They're just going to say, I can't use the image. So you just make a little tweak and then you try again until Amazon approves it. That's literally the key. Image 2, PR, huge credibility source, a lot of Chinese sellers, a lot of random brands that no one's come across. If you add PR, you bring a lot of credibility here. So like as seen in, as featured in, that kind of stuff. Image 3, your USP, your unique selling proposition, your biggest feature as to why your product is awesome. It's badass, right? Our product does this. Our product solves this, right? You want to have a dedicated image to that. What is the product trying to solve? What's the solution and the results from it? Image 4, you want secondary and tertiary features, right? Preferably you want it to be supporting your image 3, your unique selling proposition. If not, it's okay. But if you do have it, there's a lot more synergy that goes on. Image 5, right now, what's working really well is the us versus them comparison. So like, your product, your competitor's product, right? You have all these good things. They don't have all of these good things, right? Very easy to differentiate as to why your product is better. That's what we're trying to communicate here, what your product's trying to solve, and why it's so awesome and much better than all your competitors. Finally, image 6, you want to either do like a UGC mashup or you want to do like a founder's photo, for example. If you have, if you're okay with in front of the camera, in front of, taking a picture, you can say like, hey, my name is this. I founded this business because of, right? This actually helps you promote further social proof. Also, a huge bonus too, if you're a US-based business, do put that small US-based business owner, right? A lot of customers we notice on Amazon love that. Now, here is basically what happens, when you want to do A+ content, right? Now, essentially, A+ content is something you get with brand registry. I'm going to quickly go through this. It's not that important, but you should definitely have it over time. It's basically when you scroll down and you see a bunch of images and assets before the review, that's A+ content. I'm just going to leave this here. This is literally the image layout. Essentially, you're not trying to add any more new information here. You're just basically adding more information regarding to your main images, right? You're not trying to introduce new information because that just causes friction when it comes to the buying decision for the customers, right? So I'll just leave this here. It's not the be-all, end-all. Only 5% of customers really actually end up focusing on this part, right? Now, In terms of UGC, when you want to add like a video or you want to add an image or something like that, right? Unboxing and use cases always works the best. TikTok style and trends works really well here from what we've noticed. Next thing, Q&A manipulation. So you probably seen on an Amazon listing, right? There's a lot of Q&As, right? Customers can answer questions and then you or someone else can answer it back, right? So Q&A manipulation, the cool thing is that anyone can actually ask a question. So what you want to do is you want to get your friends, family, colleagues, you want to ask them the questions on your listing, right? You as the brand can then go in and answer the questions. Customers actually do check this because they want to see like, what am I missing here? What am I not thinking about, right? They do look at this section. Super important for conversions. If you don't know what questions to ask, go to your competitor's listing, see which questions are being asked and which ones have the most upvotes. That way you know that the question is super relevant and it probably pertains to yours as well. Finally, listing copy. You can use a tool like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout to sift through the keywords here. Those are probably the two best tools in my opinion. I do recommend this. I don't really have too much experience with other tools, but these are the most common and tried and true ones, right? Now your headline, when you're writing it, you usually have about 150 to 200 character limit. Amazon over time is shortening this, so be wary. You want to put your biggest keywords here. When you're writing copy on Amazon, it's all about SEO writing. You're not trying to write fluff. You're not trying to write creative, flowery copy here. It's really just SEO heavy base, adding your specific keywords, okay? So you want to add around 4 to 5 of your main biggest keywords if possible. If not, try to get at least 3 in. Okay, you can use ChatGPT to write the headline, and then you can go basically edit it, or you can basically see your top 10 competitors, and then that way you can see like basically what keywords they're writing in, what essentially copy they're including in as well. Now your body bullet points, it's going to be 200 characters each. Once again, you're not trying to introduce new information. You're trying to take the information from your listing and expand on them. Okay, 4 to 5 keywords per bullet point. Make sure you do not use the same keywords twice from your headline to your bullet. It won't work. Amazon won't give you more ranking if they do this, right? Make sure they're all new keywords. Just paint a picture or scenario for the customer that's reading this, right? So for example, your USP, now you can expand it in words. Now here's an important thing too. Do not show competitors' products, logos, or even mention their brand names in the copy. Amazon can easily shut you down for this. And if they don't shut you down, all it takes is some person to report your listing and boom, you're suspended for this, all right? Focus all your efforts on the listing images first, then copy. Once again, customers always look for images. Now, if you want to include, let's say in the us versus them, you want to include your competitors, what you can do is just take their product and remove their logo. That's fine, that's allowed. Just don't include their logo or the name of their brand. Month 3 launch, we're almost there. Let's bring it home. So first off, you want to convert the listing to FBA. FBA basically means that you're sending your inventory to Amazon. They're going to store it. They're going to send the products. They're going to handle all the returns. They basically do all the legwork for you here, all right? Now, you want to send in usually around 800 units, maybe 1,000 units to start off. Amazon has limited space. Now, because of what happened with COVID, they're sticking with that. If you need to make more inventory initially because you're crushing it outside, there's going to be huge demand. What we recommend is making a case to Amazon, and what you want to mention them is, hey, we're currently doing $20 million on Shopify. We're about to dedicate like $5 million to Amazon. You want to basically beef up your brand and basically say like, hey, if you get me on Amazon, it's going to be huge. It's going to be a win-win for everyone, right? You want to say something like, hey, we just secured funding. We're about to launch it with a celebrity. We're about to spend this much amount of money on ads. You have to give us more space, right? You have to make a compelling case. You can't just say, hey, Amazon, I need more space. They're probably going to deny you. You got to beef up and hype up your brand, all right? Make sure, once again, the launch date, what we mentioned in month 1, make sure the launch date is set. Now, if your product has an expiry date, you want to add it here. You need an expiry date actually on your packaging, your product, and you also need it on your carton case as well, right? Now, here's an important thing before you go make your shipping labels. If there's still anything missing here, Amazon at this point is actually going to let you know what you're missing, what you need to provide to them before they allow you to make shipping labels to send your product in. Now, make sure, once again, you have your UPC barcode on each packaging. Otherwise, Amazon will not recognize it and scan it. Amazon needs something to scan it. You can't just say, I'm sending 50 units in Amazon, count it by hand. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to believe you, nor will they do that, right? Now, here's the launch. what you're going to do is you want to send outside traffic. Super key. Amazon actually goes crazy if you send outside traffic. It's like crack to them, right? So when you send outside traffic, what this tells Amazon is that you're basically sending customers to them, right? It's okay if they don't buy your product and they bounce. What happens is that Amazon will still give you a huge positive boost in your traffic, because just because they leave your listing doesn't mean that they're still going to shop on Amazon. They still will shop on Amazon. So it's going to be really key here that you send as much outside traffic. So when you launch, what is called the honeymoon period means that you now have 60 days on launch date and out, 60 days outwards, to get as much sales as you can as fast as possible. This is basically telling Amazon, or Amazon's basically giving you a chance to prove your product. Hey, is your product good or is it trash, right? Prove to me now it's good. And if it's good, customers are buying it, I see it, the sales happening, then I will actually increase your rankings a lot higher, because this product is relevant. It's, customers are loving it, they're buying it. I want it to be shown to more customers, right? Very key here with the 60 days. And how you do this is really send outside traffic. What we do is we usually recommend email and SMS. That's the fastest and highest converting. So if you have a Shopify D2C brand and you're on Klaviyo, SendLane, OmniSend, whatever other software you're using, and you have email and SMS, this is the part to tap into. What we usually recommend is targeting your customers last 60 days, no purchase. Just in case you're concerned about cannibalization on the lead list, on your email list, you want it last 60 days of customers with no purchase. You want to segment the list out to 2,000 customers at once. You don't want to send it out to, 100,000 people at once. That way you clean out your store in one go. You don't want that, right? You want to do 7 emails, 3 teaser, 1 launch, and then 3 post-launch, okay? And then next thing you want is same with SMS as well, right? SMS actually converts a lot higher from what we've noticed. Email also works as well, right? So next thing you want to do is you want to actually have creators on board here. If you have brand ambassadors or creators, get them to start making content, like TikTok-style content. Also bonus, get them to sign up for Amazon affiliate. If they don't want to, what you can do is you can go into Amazon and search for something called the brand referral bonus link. This actually is an attributed link where it will give you 10% cash back from Amazon every time someone purchases through your link. So you can actually take that 10% cash back and just pay it out to your creators instead. Amazon affiliate only gives around 1 to 3%, which is just trash. So, the 10% could be a bit, nice addition. And once again, this is all outside traffic. We're trying to beef everything up here, okay? Finally, Amazon ads. Amazon ads works exactly like Google ads to a certain extent. What you want to do is you want to start with 3 auto campaigns. This is basically where Amazon prospects for keywords where they think is going to help you get sales and is relevant to your product. You want to do $50 a day for each. You want to check back in on day 4 or 5. Once again, you want to let it run. You want to let it get information, good sales data, and then go in and optimize it, right? At the same time, you want to start building your keyword funnel. So you want to only focus on broad and exact. This is getting really Google ads here, right? You don't want to do phrase. Phrase doesn't work as well as broad. You want to do broad and exact. That way, if you find good keywords from auto, you take them out, you put them into your broad, and then that way you keep testing it. Maybe the broad will come up with more specific keyword options, and then finally, you run it down to exact if it's continuously getting you sales, profitable sales as you increase the bids and you scale up those keywords, okay? Now, basically, this is what I mentioned here. Once you have good keywords, you move them out to broad, then you move them out to exact. You want to also watch out for keyword cannibalization, very common here. You don't want 2 of the same keywords in 2 different campaigns, because that way Amazon's actually going to, make you bid against yourself, and then you're basically perpetually costing you more every single time. Finally here, Amazon reviews, final part. You want to enroll into the Vine review program. This is basically where you pay Amazon $200, they get you 30 reviews. Unbiased, so they do have a bad experience, they will leave 2 or 3 stars here. But if you have a fantastic product, no issues at all, it's solid, you're going to get 4 to 5 reviews every step of the way. We have something called an infinite review strategy. It's completely kosher, white hat. We're not going against Amazon's TOS here. What you can do is you want to leverage this by making variations of your product and then adding additional products into it, right? So you want to make 10 different variations. For example, you want to roll each one into the Vine review, and then you basically want to take all of that and then combine it to your main listings. That way you have 30 review, 30 review, 30 review just coming in all at a flood, right? You want to send in about 40 units of each and enroll each one into the Vine program. So what happens is that once the reviews are in, you basically merge the listing back and you have a lot of reviews right off the bat. Now, replenishment, how Amazon works is you never want to run out of stock, ever, okay? Super key here. If you run out of stock, your listing will tank. Amazon will punish you for it. So you always want to make sure you're stocked about 8 weeks of supply, right? You want to have about 20 to 21 weeks if it's Q4, just because it's going to be a huge busy season. All right? I know we went through a lot. If you got questions, please DM me. I'll be able to help you out where I can. This whole process here took literally 8 years of experience with Amazon to make. But yeah, essentially, this is literally what it takes to get your brand onto Amazon. If honestly, if you don't want to do the work here, you can just task it to me. Or you see, we do all of this for you as well. Very simple. We literally help you dodge the headaches and landmine. So if you want to do this, you want to let us take it over, we do that. We've done it for over 170 brands now, turning them into multi-6, multi-7-figure channels every single year for Amazon. So we can definitely do that for you as well. All right. Cheers, guys.